Coming to you from Huanchaco, Peru, on the north coast. I've been international living Peru correspondent for 2.5 years now, going on 3 years. Before that, we lived in Chiang Mai, so in Thailand. So it's always fun to see how both places are going to end up on the retirement index in January. Anyway, I thought today I'd just give you a little rundown on this area, maybe walk around a little bit. My wife and I have been sick all week, so this has been a few days in coming. So my able assistant is not here to help me out, so we'll see how it goes. I'm standing now in a little park. I live about a block away from here, just behind. In the other direction, we'll be heading to the beach. So I think I'll just walk around a bit, show you what the town has to offer, at least down by the beach, and explain a little bit about why we moved here in the first place. So like I said, we were in Chiang Mai originally. We're a little tired of Asia after 10 years. We were looking for another place to go to. We looked at various countries. We were looking for a place with a very cheap cost of living and a place with an easy retirement visa process and not a huge number of expats, because we wanted to sort of live an authentic South American lifestyle, so to speak. So we narrowed it down to Peru, and we lived in Arequipa the first year, and then we moved up to the beach last year. So Huanchaco is about 300 miles north of Lima, and as I said, I'm in the park, a little park, just about a block away from the beach here. So let's just walk down to the beach and see what it has to offer today, if I can figure out how to rotate my camera. There we go. So just walking down the sidewalk. Now you'll notice there's a lot of mess around here right now because they've been working on the roads constantly for the last 2 months, replacing the whole sewage system in this little town. So you can imagine what it's been like for the people living here, with every single street in the town torn up for the last 2 months. They're pretty well finished now, but the remnants are still around. So in the distance, you can see the beach, and I have comments, but I can't read them because I don't have my glasses on. I'll have to check those out later. So I'll just walk down to the main road here. Temperatures around this area usually are around 70 degrees for most of the year, but right now it's probably in the low to mid 70s. Gets a little cooler in the winter time, goes down to maybe 65 or so, 66, but that would be the coldest it gets even at night. Now, I don't know if the wind is going to be picked up on the phone or not, and I also want to see what these messages are, if I can find my glasses. Okay, so straight ahead is the beach, and the beach stretches for quite a few, stretches all the way from Ecuador in the north to Chile in the south, but the beach in Huanchaco itself is probably a few miles long. I'll try to cross the street here and see where we end up. Okay, it's not your typical white sandy beach you're going to see in other locations, but the actual beaches vary as you go further north and further south. For about half an hour north of here, you get some very big wide expanses of sandy beach, and south of here, same thing, 20 minutes or so. We're about 10 minutes from Trujillo, which is a very large city of 1 million people, and there are a lot of other little communities as you go up and down the coast of Peru. Now, this is Christmas holiday, so it's a very busy time. Christmas Day here was nuts, absolutely insane. We had so many people I couldn't even see the sand. Same thing on the weekends in the summertime, which is right now, but in general, during the week, this place is totally and utterly empty. So, let's just walk down the road a little bit. This is the main beach road, which is where most people end up hanging out that visit and live here. You go back 1 block, and there's nobody. The place is empty. I'm going to stop here for a sec, see if I can read what's coming up on my screen. 1 minute. Too bright. Okay, I can read, but I have no idea how to answer, so that's okay. Okay, walking down the main road of Huanchaco Beach, you'll see there's a lot of restaurants everywhere. Pretty much a road of restaurants. Not many shops. I would say 90% of the buildings here are restaurants. But we're going into the peak of summer. Christmas Day kind of marks the beginning of summer, so from now on we're going to have a lot hotter weather for January, for February, for March, maybe even into April, and then it'll start cooling down a little bit. We like it here a lot. We liked Arequipa, but Arequipa was a little chilly, especially at night. We'd never lived on the beach before, so we decided we'd head north, live on the coast for a bit. Now, right in front, I'm just going to dip down here to show you these boats. These are the traditional reed fishing boats that they still use in this area, and they date back several thousand years. I think 2,000 years. They found markings in caves and around here with the exact same design. So they've been making the same design boat for quite a while. They have marshes just to the north of town where they harvest the reeds, and those are a protected area, so nobody can go in there and chop them down. So they're good to go for a while. So heading towards the real center of town, you can see there's a pier in the distance. I'm just sort of stumbling over everything as I walk along, but doing my best here on my own. You can see the pier in the distance. Now, all these umbrellas you see during the week and during half the year are not here. Like I said, most people show up in the summer months. So let's head back out to the main road. This is just a little area where people can, where kids can play and stuff, and on the main road. Not playing the main road, whoa! But beside, down by the beach area. The coolest thing they made this year was a very large soccer field or pitch, whatever people want to call it. You see on my left as we approach it, how many friggin' soccer fields do you have on the side of a beach? This thing was pretty run down. They redid the whole thing earlier this year. So now it's pretty busy around the clock. You can see there we have the soccer field, and there we have the beach right in the distance. Unbelievable. You can watch the waves roar in as you play your soccer game. Carrying on down the main road. Moksha is a pretty popular little spot for younger expats to hang out. You'll notice a lot of surfing shops. This is one of the biggest surfing areas in Peru. They say that it's actually where surfing, one of the places in the world where surfing started. So it's pretty much 24/7 surfing here. The waves roll in. It's not your nice calm water. There's always waves, there's always surf, and there's always surfers of all levels here, from 6 to 60. I tried it out once, smashed my arm, but I'm going to try it out again this year when I get my courage back. It's a lot of fun. And beginners, intermediates, experts, they all hang out in the waves here. Not warm water, but you wear a wetsuit and you can survive. It's great. Didn't seem cold at all. And again, more and more restaurants, one after another. A lot of people, some people I should say, rent on this road, but it's quite expensive to rent here. If you go back even just one block, it's a lot cheaper. You can find places furnished for $500 or $600 a month, and unfurnished for probably half that. And if you're just a single person looking for a room for a long-term stay or whatever, you can get places very, very, very cheap. Nice day today, really beautiful. Sky is blue. The problem here for videos is it's always windy. And I have no idea how the sound is coming across in this because I can't read the notes and I can't really tell. Doesn't seem too bad right now. So getting closer to the main pier, let's just walk over past this little band stage or whatever the heck it is. Okay, this is kind of the real center of town right here. Let's just walk over and check out the pier. So yeah, why did we move here? Well, like I said, we were looking for a change. We were looking for a place that had a very low cost of living. People living in Lima won't agree with that. They'll say it's quite expensive, but really outside of Lima, it's a very cheap place to live. If you're in places like Cusco or even parts of Lima, you can still live there quite inexpensively. If you're going to try to follow your North American habits, it's probably going to cost you the same amount of money. But other than that, it's quite inexpensive. Okay, here we have the pier and a little beach again, a few umbrellas. And this pier costs you all of, what is it now? I think it's about 50 cents to walk out on here and check out the surroundings. You probably cannot see it, but in the distance you can see the waves crashing up against the seawall. And we had some damage earlier, just about a month ago, when a rogue wave came in and totally smashed a few, well, maybe 50 meters or so of the wall, so they had to redo that. In the distance you can see some buildings. And I'm just going to keep going. Here we have a little sculpture. This is kind of the main hangout in the center of town, down by the beach. This is where all the vendors are on the weekends and holidays, and where people in general just tend to congregate during the day. Yeah, so it's a pretty cool little town. Like somebody said, you don't come to Huanchaco to do anything, you come here to do nothing. And that's pretty much what most people do. Not a lot of nightlife on the weekends, Saturday, Friday, whatever. Sunday's the busiest day, but during the week, it's pretty dead. So I think I'm going to, let's take a walk down here and see what we can find. Here we have a big workshop that, I shouldn't say workshop, but a craft show. They sell a lot of stuff here mostly on weekends, but sometimes they're open during the week. And now it's summer, they'll probably be open most days. So let's go see what they have to offer. Check it out a little bit. I have to say this is the first for me, doing a live video. So I have no idea how this is turning out, like I said. Hopefully it's working. First time I tried it, it was sideways. So we'll see if this works or not. So let's check out the goodies in here. So these people are usually set up, like I said, on the weekends for sure. A lot of textile stuff, and mostly